Welcome, everybody, to Funeral Nation episode 95. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison. We are 1 week away from Turkey Day. We've got a lot of action-packed things on this show today that are just good things that are happening in the profession.
It is. We're always excited to be here. Last week's show was awesome. I had my sister out. I was able to be in my environment today because we got to do it early weird. I can't start out with a libation and cigars, but I'm going to catch up, I promise, this afternoon. And Ryan, we power this show simply because of whom?
C&J Financial and Fast Funding Group. Let's run that promo.
What payment method do you prefer families use for your goods and services? Most funeral homes and cemeteries prefer cash check or credit card over life insurance as the preferred method of payment. However, families who use life insurance are able to purchase the funeral service of their choice and spend 31% more on your goods and services. By encouraging more families to pay with insurance, you can create a better experience for the family and become more profitable without increasing your call volume. The reason most firms prefer cash check or credit card over life insurance is that insurance companies are a hassle to deal with, and payment can often take weeks or months to receive. With C&J Financial, you can receive funding within 24 hours of verification of benefit, thereby eliminating the hassle, headache, and cash flow delay in processing insurance death claims. Let us show you why hundreds of funeral homes all across America choose C&J for their assignment funding needs, and why many associations, accounting firms, and industry leaders recommend C&J to their clients and members.
All right, Jeff, what do we have coming up on today's episode?
We're going to have a four-time returning guest. This is a big deal today, so you've got to stay tuned. And he's doing something wonderful, so don't move. Keep those cameras rolling. Our spotlight is going to go to Texas, and the WTF is a funeral home warning sign you may want to use for an advertisement. Speaking of ads, how about our friends at Skyways Media, Jack and Harry and the boys? I just love those fellows. Run it.
Skyways Media is a family-owned and operated business specializing in the design and print of funeral planning guides throughout the USA and Canada. Our guides are written individually for your home and are an excellent community information resource, along with acting as a high-class marketing tool for your business. The best part is that they are provided at zero cost to the funeral home.
All right, Jeff. So some buzz this week. Homesteaders announced that Justin Baxley was going to be joining their company to focus on kind of their expanding markets. And so Justin was previously the owner of Hires Baxley Funeral Home in Florida, and then was with Foundation Partners for the last few years in handling a lot of their mergers and acquisitions. So Justin's just a great guy. I think this is a huge ad for homesteaders.
Hey, no doubt, he's a class guy. He's one of the leaders of his generation, and for the rest of the generations. And so I'm looking forward to his continuing meteoric rise, and working alongside him on some projects in the future. There was some other news that a lot of people didn't hear about, but in Philadelphia, I understand a guy was buried with 2 Philly cheesesteaks from Pat's.
What do you know?
Hey, news is news. That's
News
not
is
even
news.
a WTF. I think I'm going to get, when I get cremated, I want a cigar in my mouth and a rum drink in my hand. I guess glass will melt in there.
Jeez. And you know what, Jeff, since we're going with news like that, let's just do a throwback and do news that at NFDA this year, there were some new urns.
Oh, I know. I saw them, man. Those guys, they're going to turn the world on fire, right? Because the new urn movement, people are getting cremated now, I heard. So it's on fire, literally. So look, this wonderful little segment was brought to us by Ellery Bowker and the AFTERCARE.com. Our funeral home uses this. This is a home run. Run his promo.
Are you a funeral director who just can't find time to follow up with your families? We all know how important aftercare is, but meeting with families and running a funeral home doesn't leave much time for anything else. The Aftercare Card Program is an automated program that sends out 4 cards plus a survey to your families during the first year following a loss. You simply go to aftercare.com and enroll your family and you're done. It literally takes about a minute, and the cost is only $20 per family. Visit aftercare.com today to learn more and get a free sample.
All right, Jeff. So in the More You Know Minute this week, the question is for you, my friend, and I'm going to read it here. It comes from Candace in the wild and wonderful state of West Virginia.
The wildflower state.
She says, I've just been made manager at my funeral home. Am I now exempt from overtime?
Ooh, that's a big one. You know, we have an expert, Stephanie Ramsey, here at the Foresight Companies that addresses this very issue. But there's some parameters you have to have, Candace. Number one, you have to supervise more than 2 people on a regular basis. That means supervisory. You also have to have the ability to hire and fire them and set wages. That's just the beginning,
Wow.
according to the Department of Labor. So I would suggest, Candace, you give me a call, or you see my email down there, drop me an email, and I can follow up with you on that question. But that's a big deal out here, guys, especially funeral home owners and employees. Just because you get the keys and they're going to pay for your dry cleaning doesn't mean you're a manager.
Good one, good one. All right, so More You Know Minute is brought to us by our friends at Pierce Chemical, the creators of the only gold-plated Duotronic embalming machine. So let's roll that promo.
Pierce is an embalmer's choice for fluids and over 1,800 different prep room supplies in stock. Visit us at piercechemical.com to learn more about Pierce.
All right, Mr. Commander, who is our esteemed returning guest on the show?
Mr. Paul Lemasters. Let's roll that interview. Paul, welcome back. Actually, 4 times a star here now. Welcome back as a guest. We're glad to have you again.
Thanks for having me. I feel like one of the hosts on Saturday Night Live that keeps getting invited back. When do I get like a jacket or like from making so many appearances?
You know what? I think we could get you a special hat.
Hat'll work. I'll take a hat.
Yeah, we'll have a special hat. Well, if you don't mind, please reintroduce yourself and tell us a bit about your funeral law consulting background.
All right. Paul Lemasters, funeral director, embalmer, and attorney, and focusing on death care. So I work with funeral homes, cemeteries, crematories, all over the U.S., Canada, and that's the human side. And I'll say on the pet side as well, because today I'm actually in New Orleans and speaking on the pet side of all of these wonderful death care things we do.
Cool.
Fantastic. Well, Paul, one of the reasons we've got you on the show today, besides the fact that you're just awesome, is you have organized the Paul Lemasters Coat Drive. Give us a little bit of the story and how that got started.
So go back about 9 years. It's the ultimate, I think, parent lesson where you tell your kids, this year we're not going to buy stuff for us. And then when they stop crying and you tell them what you're going to do instead. So that year they got something. Don't worry, my kids. Anyway, so we went out. We just bought a handful of coats, 6 coats, basically enough for a family, And we took them down and we donated them. And the next year, my kids came back to me and said, "Are we going to do it again?" And I said, "Of course we will." And then we made it a little bit bigger. And then we made it every year. We just tried to grow it. And then I think it was the 3rd year I started asking people to donate money. It is a little different the way we do it. Obviously, there's a lot of coat drives out there that, ask for gently used coats. When we started this, we decided we wanted, especially these kids, not just to get a used coat come winter time. We wanted them to be able to shop and pick out a brand new coat. So we raise money and then we buy brand new coats. And then we take some coats, hats, gloves, and give them away.
Awesome, man. So you've been doing this 9 years. How many coats, hats, and gloves have you distributed?
So we did a count to figure this out this year. To date, not counting this year, 3,327 brand new coats.
Wow.
And then thousands of hats and gloves.
Wow. Fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's super awesome. So after you do the shopping and then you kind of document the shopping on Facebook and some other things with a video and and how that goes. But after you do the shopping, how do you actually distribute all the hats and coats and gloves and things that you've bought?
Yeah, we've tried to get better every year because we get more and more people asking, how does it all work? And I had a good friend of mine who's a bit of a social media guru tell me about, streaming it all live and that. So thanks. And, but what we do is we buy the coats on Black Friday. We literally go to the store and we have to shop. And I mean, we're in a mix of all this. The only difference is when we show up to Old Navy, we have a U-Haul and we buy just coat after coat. And then the following week, which is it's like the next Saturday, that's when we go downtown Cincinnati. We work with St. Vincent de Paul, and we have an organized event. We show up with the U-Haul and unload all the coats on them. We've also worked with a couple schools now. So we'll make a couple of appearances at some local schools. And last year we did an entire 5th and 6th grade, and it looks like we're going to do that again this year as well.
Wow, it's fantastic.
I was looking at our show, and I think we participated in 2, now the 3rd coat drive for you. How can we help you? Certainly we'll make a donation, but we want to make sure not only in this show, Brian, you're going to show with our team where people can go to donate to support this.
Yep.
What else can we do to help you out?
All right, so we got a few ways this year to help. One, obviously, we're crazy and we sell merchandise. I'm still selling T-shirts that say CYA, hats. We also sell Corpses Attempt Hilarity. I will say we're running low on the games. If you want one for the holiday season, better order it. 2 volumes are out now, so that's one. 2, this year, we actually started a website. We have a dedicated site just for the coat drive. And get this, I get the website, coatdrive.org. How is that available? I mean, so go to coatdrive.org, total nonprofit. You can go right online, buy the merchandise. You can donate directly there. Easy peasy. And then the third thing, now this is a drive, but if you happen to be close and in the Cincinnati area, next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, we got a local brewery to give us a happy hour, 4 to 7 p.m. All the beer that people drink that night, we're going to get 10% of it donated to the coat drive. And then because apparently, I don't know why, but I'm going to match whatever we raise that night as well.
That's fantastic.
So, merchandise, donate, drink beer. It's win-win-win.
Hey,
Yeah, how can you lose
kids.
there?
Drink a beer for the kids. What a better cause. All right, Paul, lightning round questions. You have not participated in this before, so we're coming at you now. I'm going to ask you a quick question. You give me a rapid answer when we go forward, okay? Ready? Lager or stout?
Oh, depends on the season. I'm in stout season now, and I'm ready for warm weather to go back to lager.
Okay. Football or soccer?
Ooh, bad question. This one's for my son. There is only one football, and it is soccer. So we got to go soccer.
Okay.
Bless his heart.
Favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh, man. Anything with gravy on it.
Okay. Celebrity crush?
Oh, in the world of today, with everything going on, I will absolutely refuse to answer that question on the ground.
Oh, come on. You got to. Look, Chris Farmer like Martha Stewart. Step up to the plate, mister. Hell, I could be your. All right, call it me. I'm your celebrity crush. I'm not going to come after you.
It's you two.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Now, we just started a new precedent, Paul. You should have
Yes, we
answered
did.
the question the right way.
All right, last one. Best vacation spot?
Oh, you got to go to the BVI, man. British Virgin Islands.
Okay. There you have it. All right.
Awesome.
Paul Masters, Coat Drive, coatdrive.org. Go donate. Go buy some product. Support the Coat Drive. Paul, thank you for being on for the 4th time on the effing show.
Appreciate you guys having me one more time, and I owe you guys. And thanks to all the effing supporters out there.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
See you guys.
Bye.
Fantastic interview. Love what Paul's doing. We've been big supporters of his for the last few years. We'll continue to give a donation and support this year, and we encourage that all of our FNers out there do the same. Let's back somebody in our profession that's really doing a great thing. All right, this interview segment was brought to us by Sitch Caskets. Talk about doing a great thing. These guys are disrupting this profession. What they continue to innovate and do at NFDA to grab attention, to grab eyeballs, and just what they're doing with their product is unbelievable. So let's roll the promo from Sitch Caskets.
Funeral Nation is sponsored by Sitch Casket. Sitch has changed everything for funeral homes facing declining profits from cremation, with casket quality equal to the top domestic brands but at half the cost or better. Enter now to win a free Sitch casket at sitchcasket.com. Sitch, only your accountant can tell the difference.
All right, spotlight segment, Jeff. Who are we going to shine it on today?
You know, I can't help but make mention here. He's not a funeral director, but he's a funeral professional. He's a supplier. We're going to shine the spotlight on Trey Ganem, friends of ours both. He is the casket designer with Trey Ganem Designs in Edna, Texas. And he offered his services at no cost to the victims of the church shooting in Sutherland Springs in Texas a few weeks ago. So he makes, the best custom caskets in the world that I've ever seen. And I just want to share our gratitude because Trey is somebody who makes our industry look good. He's done this multiple times for other people before. Great heart, great thing for the business. And my salute to you, Trey. Thank you for doing what you're doing out there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Trey. All right. Now we move into the WTF segment, and you say you have found a perfect funeral home ad?
I think it is. This is a yard sign. The political season's over, so let's go ahead. Mortuary, 1 block ahead. Look alive.
Look alive. Look alive.
That's it. How much better can you get than that? I mean, it's a healthy thing.
It's neat to see a funeral home encouraging people to look their best and be healthy and look alive.
Yeah, don't look dead. I'm just saying, don't look dead, look alive. You know what? That's a great theme. Don't look dead, look alive.
Should make a T-shirt.
There you go, bro. That's a good idea. Hey, by the way, for my friends out there at Rolf and Dan, either you believe or you don't.
There you go.
I think I'm getting them into a new business. I'll tell you that story a little later offline.
All right. Well, great. This interview or WTF segment was brought to us by our friends at United Community Bank. Let's roll that promo.
Shifting trends in family choices, expanding corporate ownership, rising costs. The funeral and death care industry is changing with each new year. At United Community Bank, our team of funeral and death care lending specialists understand the need for capital for acquisitions, expansions, renovations, equipment upgrades, and more. And we make the loan application process as quick and easy as possible.
We really are a community bank at heart, and we really are the bank that service built. We do have many products that are specifically designed for small business, and that really is a big focus of the bank. And that's an area that we want to continue to focus on, that we bring these unique solutions to small businesses.
United Community Bank has the industry knowledge, resources, and the team in place to help make your goals a reality.
Okay, Commander, that wraps up episode 95. We are only 4 more episodes away from the big 100, which is pretty exciting. So next week, you and I are going to be kind of going our separate ways for actually, we're going to be closer together next week than we are currently because you're coming back east for some family Thanksgiving. And but we're going to take next week off, use that as a time to spend with our families, do some travel, hang out, and be grateful and be thankful. But we may have a little surprise come to you live on Facebook, possibly Monday or Tuesday of next week. So be on the lookout for that Facebook Live notification.
Yeah, let's do that. And we just thank everybody for watching the show. once again, we're leading the conversation. We're going to have some great guests on here soon from maybe the Academy. Go do a little drum roll. We're going to get some folks on here. So once again, thank you, Ryan. You're a great co-host. I am certain that we have the opportunity to lead a positive voice in our industry, and we're going to keep doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jeff. All right. Until next time, have a great effing week.
Out here.